Today we have Jules Parker of PRS for Music. Jules is a membership development consultant. He's responsible for artist relations, developing promotional opportunities for newer writers and acts, and deals with industry liaison.
Well, I started out about 10 plus 12 years ago, and playing in bands, writing songs. I did session bass playing, moved into singing my own songs, writing my own stuff, playing in bands that we got signed to BMG Publishing. I wrote with Warner Brothers, did some writing for Universal Music as well, and spent a lot of time being unsigned and struggling to be a writer and an artist. And then I got this job, which is good. But what drives me to stay in the industry is just that I love music. I love the people that I deal with. I love hearing great music, hearing great new songs. Yeah, it's all good. Definitely, PRS for Music has been around. Well, it's a combination of two things. It's PRS and MCPS, which deals with both performing, songwriting rights and mechanical rights. Also songwriting, but when you put music on DVDs or CDs, that kind of stuff. Also, it's relevant to downloads as well. But that's probably another conversation. It started in about 1914, so it's been around almost 100 years. It's there to represent songwriters and publishers. It means that whenever songs are used, the songwriters get paid. That's what it does. It's the backbone of the music industry. Make sure that writers get compensated for what they do. Well, we've got a small team that is part artist relations, so dealing with the people who are already successful. So be that U2s and McCartney's, dealing with the management and accountants and lawyers, making sure that the company does what it should be doing. But then I deal specifically with a lot of newer acts. Hopefully those people are going to be those more successful people in the future. And really it's identifying who those people will be, hopefully liaising with publishers and labels, management specifically, and the writers themselves, and doing what we can for them. So we develop lots of promo opportunities. We have Almost Famous showcases about three or four times a year. We have power down, stripped down acoustic sessions at Metropolis Studios. We have podcasts and playlists and featured artists every week, and yeah, trying to do as much as we can to help. Well, when should they join? They should join as soon as their music's out there, really. So you can start getting paid as soon as you start doing any live shows, right? So even if you're doing a regular showcase down your local pub, there's this scheme called the Gigs and Clubs scheme, which means that you can self-certify what you do. You can send through the set list and the venue names, and each small show is probably worth about £6 in royalties or so, but it's not a huge amount of money, but it's yours. And then hopefully as your career develops, and if you get to be played on Radio 1, it's about £17 a minute, so you're looking at a fair amount of money there, and then even more for Radio 2 because it's a bigger audience. Then even for BBC 1, it's something like £60 a minute, I think. All the rates are on the website anyway, so you can actually look at specifically what you can get paid per minute or what it's worth. So as early as possible, really. If you're serious about what you do, then definitely become a member. The other benefits that you have, obviously the main thing, the core thing that we do is make sure that songwriters get paid. We license places that use music, and then we make sure that the writers and the publishers actually get paid for when music is used, when their songs are used. Other benefits for just a writer, we've got, if you're starting out, there's an hour's free legal advice. We've got a big list of lawyers on the site, an hour's free accountancy advice as well. Like I said, we can help with promoting what you're doing, through M Magazine, through M Online, which is our magazine site and actual print magazine that we send out 4 times a year. Yeah, there's hopefully a lot of things we can do to help develop what you do. We do, seminars as well in our building, things at the Great Escape, things at South by Southwest. Yeah, it's expanding all the time. Well, we get a lot of information just from people we know. We're out there talking to a lot of people about new acts, but also watching the press, finding out what's going on. But also you can actually just email us. There's a music@prsmusic.com, which if you send in information there, then it all gets reviewed, all gets looked at, and if we can help, we will. At the moment it's £30, but that's a one-off lifetime joining fee. That's basically the cost of the actual cost it takes to actually put someone on the system and actually process it all. So we want to make sure we don't lose money. I think it's an important point that we're a not-for-profit organisation, so all the money that comes in that we get for when people want to use music, all of that goes out to the door at the end of the day, apart from just what it costs to actually get the money in and take it out as well. So. Yeah, we operate, we license music only in the UK and also across Europe for digital rights as well, which is again another discussion. But we have reciprocal agreements with pretty much every country in the world which has a royalty organisation. So even developing countries where there's perhaps not much money that comes back. So I don't know, Kenya, for example, is not really a developing country, but the actual amount of money that comes back for songwriters isn't huge. Over right to America and Japan and Germany and France, we deal with all the societies there, make sure that when new music's played there, we make sure it comes back as well. The main distributions we have are 4 times a year, so it's April, July, October and December, and the 15th of each month. And we also have mini distributions that come in all the time for other amounts of money that come in. If we can get money to people quicker, then it's exactly what we'll do. We've changed, this is a recent thing, but we've managed to make sure that any international money that comes in will pay out as soon as possible, so you won't have to wait till the next distribution. It might save you a month, it might save you 2 months. Yeah, the information that you need to tell us about to make sure you get paid. A lot of the information we get is automatic, so this will be that radio play, TV play. A lot of that is automatic. The BBC, for example, has to give us lists of what they've played and for how long. But it's always worthwhile keeping an eye on that because they can make mistakes and things can happen. But in terms of live shows, definitely, once you become a member, you'll get an online account as well, so you can actually go into the website. There's lots of things you can do there. You can report your set lists and all the live shows, and you just let us know what you played, where you played it, and we'll do the rest. The two, as I said before, there's two parts to PRS Music, which is the PRS and the MCPS. So initially, if you're a new writer, you really need to join PRS, which covers radio, live, TV, other broadcasts as well. The MCPS is a separate legal right, and it's for when your music's put on something physical. So it could be a memory stick, it could be a USB stick, it could be CD, DVD, part of a download. Majority of a download, royalty is MCPS as well. So initially join PRS Music as a writer with PRS. The MCPS, if you're doing everything independently, then yes, join that, but you don't need to think about that for a while. Generally, if you get yourself a publishing deal, they will look after that side of things for you and make sure that's all, that they track it all, and also that they'll pay you. There are independent writers who join that independently, but usually it's the publisher that deals with that. So do the PRS thing and worry about the MCPS later. You don't need to worry about it for a while. Yeah, anything that we do will be through the website, through m-magazine.co.uk, or on our Facebook or our Twitter. So just have a look there. It will keep you posted about what we're doing. We have various seminars. Other people use our building as well. And a lot of those things are open to PRS Music members as well. Just keep an eye on it. We try and send people out to colleges as well and do seminars. Or there's some educational resources on the site as well that you can find. What's going on, we'll hopefully let you know about. I think, well, the most important thing, first off, is to hone the craft of songwriting. I'd get out and write with as many people as possible, just because you learn so much when you write with other people. It's great to have a very singular vision, but you need to learn things from other people. So be that producers or vocalists or other musicians or complete writers themselves. It's always good to do that and learn as much as you can. Because you always need, everything's geared around a great song first and foremost. But after that, then there's so much more you can do yourself these days. Just make sure you communicate with your fans, make sure you have a mailing list, make sure you have your own website as well as everything else, so all the information gets channeled through your own website. If you can find people to help you out initially, that would be great. Be that a manager or just someone that you can just help out with bits and pieces. It's always good to spread the load, or if there's 4 people in the band, split up all the responsibilities. Like someone's booking shows, someone's on the Twitter, someone's someone's writing the songs, whoever it is. But everyone has different roles to play, because no band can ever sit back and just let anyone do things for you. There's always the stories of back in the day, a label can do everything for you, and it just doesn't happen anymore. You need to develop your career to quite a developed standard before anyone else will come in and help you. Now. Yeah, I think there's been a big decline in sales of physical CDs and everything else. It's been widely reported, but it's still a huge market. So you still need to have those CDs there for people who want to do it. Make sure that you have things kind of distributed digitally, which is very easy to do and very cheap to do through things like Zimbalam or TuneCore these days. You can just do it pretty much. Yeah, it's very, very, very cheap. So you can get your album out or whatever it is you want to release very easily. But you still need to cater for other people as well. You might want a CD. And certainly if people are at a gig, often they want to buy a CD. So if you have CDs that you can manufacture yourself initially, then that's always good to have. I think there's been a resurgence in people wanting to buy vinyl copies of newer songs as well to DJ, just because it looks cool, and also more people are using it as well. As for innovative packaging, I think most of that is down to if you've got a reissue of a well-known band. I think more people that buy deluxe packages that way rather than of a new act. I think maybe they'll be more interested in the access to a newer act rather than an interesting CD package. So for an older act, a new one, probably not. But I haven't really seen that many great things that make me want to buy it. But that's just me, because I don't really buy deluxe stuff. So what I do to really stand out as an act, I think it's always easy to go out to people too early. I think if I was doing things now, I'd make sure I have everything in place before I really let the world know about it, or at least say London or major centres know about what you're doing. It's if you can get all your stuff together, like really good visuals, really good songs, really good recordings, people who might help you just because they like your stuff, and if you can get that all together before you have a launch date and then aim towards that, I think that's always a good start. Just make an impact at one particular time.